Hey, are you two-stage trigger curious, or do you identify with drop-in triggers or fire control groups? Hey, then this is your video. Short, sweet, hot and heavy. Let's walk through installing two-stage triggers, drop-in triggers, anti-walk trigger pins on your AR-15 or AR-style rifle. Today is going to be a breeze, covering two-stage triggers, drop-in cassette triggers, anti-walk pins. One, because the installation steps we already covered thoroughly in the last single-stage trigger install, and those directly apply to two-stage trigger assemblies as well. And super fast today also, drop-in cassette-style trigger assemblies, your anti-walk pin installations. It's too dang easy not to throw in here. So let's go. So away we go, the abbreviated installation version for your two-stage trigger first, because the details are in the last video, single-stage trigger install. Tools are the same, 5 32 inch punch, a little hammer, and maybe a vise or bev block. Installation steps are pretty dang close too. Probably the biggest difference between the single stage and the two-stage is the disconnector, like the AT3 Tactical two-stager that we have here. Notice how the disconnector and spring, they're held in place under tension because of the little back shelf here. Not all two-stage triggers follow this same design, but for the most part, it's something similar. What does that change for the installation steps? Really nothing at all, but for a quick hitting reminder, Sam, you can roll a 10-second quick clip on how to install the single stage, or you can go watch that other video. I'll wait, you'll be right back. And welcome back. We are moving on to cassette drop-in triggers next with anti-walk trigger pins. And guys, if your fire control group drop-in cassette style did not come with anti-walks, that said, I'm not here to insult anybody's intelligence, but the whole reason I drop cassette triggers in whenever possible is it's really that easy. Drop it in, drop in pins, and you're done. But a couple super important tips or things to look out for. One, most anti-walk pins have 2 screws on each side, and if your pins didn't come with any screws installed, do yourself a favor, go ahead and thread one side down as far as your little fingers can take it. Trust me, it'll save somebody's virgin ear somewheres because you're not cussing up a storm. Tip number 2, pay close attention to wiggle room in your cassette trigger after the safety selector is installed. 9.5 times out of 10, there will be an ever so slightest jiggle in the whole kit before you install your safety selector lever. However, up-and-coming trigger manufacturers like Ballistic Engineering also have a couple tensioner screws, set screws, to help lock everything in place once all the parts and pieces are together. Guys, that's really the bulk of it for triggers, except 3 more things. Safety selector lever installation, it comes up next over here. And don't skip the trigger grading video that we did in the link below. Find out for reals if your trigger's a stud or a dud. We'll see you